views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
We need to praise them not only for all the information, but wow, the Spanish. Big time. We almost finishing, but before, let me go ahead and give the microphone to Don Fernando.
Gracias, gracias Glennis, gracias a Joanne, gracias a todos ustedes. Y nada más aquí para darles información de que tenemos una pizza party antes de que ya que se acaben todos los eventos, o que no se les olvide, todos los que vemos allá abajo. Tenemos bastante pizza para todos, cortesía de Pizza Hut. También queremos recordarles que somos el Arca de Fort Wayne, the Ark Trust of Fort Wayne, ¿ok? Y somos el Comité de Educación. El Comité de Educación está liderado patrocinadamente por nuestro buen amigo, el señor Juan Rivera, ese que está aquí contra la pared, y le voy a pedir que le demos un aplauso. El trabajo bien duro. Juan Rivera y un equipo, todos somos aquí iguales, todos somos valiosos, todos, nadie es más que nada, ¿verdad? Gracias por su cooperación, pero les voy a recordar también los eventos que tenemos para que les digan a sus amigos, so that you can tell your friends too about what we do. Tenemos un 21st Century Registration Seminario, ¿verdad? Para todos los alumnos que están en el 7 y en el 8º grado. Nosotros llenen esta forma si quieren saber más acerca de los eventos que nosotros hacemos. También tenemos otro Hispanic High School Graduation Banquet, un banquete para celebrar a todos los que se gradúan de la high school. Eso lo hacemos en el mes de mayo. ¿Okay? También tenemos un Parent Teachers Association Seminar para todos. Lo vamos a empezar ese apenas, todavía no hemos hecho uno. Va a ser para los que están en first grade until 6th grade, ¿verdad? Del primer grado hasta el 6º grado, o sea, para los estudiantes de primaria. Tenemos también Hispanic, como esta que fue la Hispanic High School Student Education Fair, ¿verdad? Pero muy pronto, en el mes de noviembre, les dimos unas formas igualitas a esta, a los que estén interesados, interesadas, ¿ok? Junto con los padres de familia, no sé si será un padre o los dos padres, no sé, los vamos a llevar a Goshen College. Vamos a rentar unos 2 autobuses. Goshen College nos va a hacer una presentación, van ustedes con su hijo, con su hija, totalmente gratis, ¿ok? Goshen College les va a proveer el lunch, nosotros vamos a proveer el transporte, vamos a rentar unos 2 autobuses completamente gratis. A todos los que estén interesadas, necesitamos que nos llenen esta forma, probablemente que va a ser para el mes de noviembre. Yeah, it's going to be for parents too. Is that correct, Mr. Rivera? Yes, for parents. Maybe one or both parents, I don't know, depending on how many people we get, okay? Pero es bien importante porque les vamos a enseñar el campus. Goshen College nos va a enseñar el campus, nos va a enseñar los salones de clases, los va a introducir con los profesores, etc. Es un gran colegio con grandes oportunidades, ¿ok? Con eso doy el micrófono una vez más a Glennis. Do we have anything else, Mr. Rivera? Tienen unas formas como estas para evaluar. Evaluation form, please, la llenan, ¿ok? Fill it up y nos las dan a la salida, junto con estas formas, ¿ok? Again, thank you so much. Muchas gracias por your participation. And when you go home, díganle a los demás que aquí estamos. We're here to serve. We're here to help. Somos un grupo de voluntarios. We don't make no money. No one gets paid. ¿Verdad? We just love what we do. And that's helping others. Okay? Gracias una vez más. Do not forget, before you leave, come downstairs. Plenty of pizza for everybody. Okay, gracias.
Before that, it's going to introduce you to Elizabeth Castillo, who is going to be
is basically just a Q&A, get information from college students who are in college now or have been in college for several years to get firsthand on the college experience. So this is for you students, just want to know information from other college students or any advice, for the parents or any guardians. So students, you guys can go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and go just down the line. Please introduce yourself. Tell us where you were born and raised. If you were born somewhere else, tell us how long you have been here in the United States. What school do you go to? What subject you are studying? And what year in college are you in? Either sophomore, freshman, returning, any of those details.
All right, I'll start. Should I do it in Spanish, English?
Oh, whatever language you guys want. Spanglish if you guys like.
Spanglish. I'll probably turn into Spanglish. My name is Alejandro Lupercio. I was born in Mexico, Aguascalientes. A los 3 años, mis padres me trajeron aquí a los Estados Unidos y desde que los 95 he estado aquí en los Estados Unidos. Estoy estudiando en Ivy Tech. Estoy estudiando Server Administration. No sé si saben mucho lo que es eso. Simplemente en su casa tienen una computadora y toda esa computadora está conectada a la red, que es el Internet. Y esa red es manejada por grandes sistemas de computadoras que uno no ve, uno no se ve. Y yo lo que estoy estudiando es cómo mantener y configurar esas computadoras que nos mantienen conectados con celulares, con computadoras, lo que sea. Ahorita soy un junior en Ivy Tech y
Sorry. I'm Taylor Gonzalez. I was born here in Fort Wayne and I've lived here all my life. I go to IPFW at the moment and I'm a first year student. And I'm undecided at the moment, but I'm probably either going to go for nursing or psychology.
My name is Alicia Williams, and I'm from Baker City, Oregon. I moved here 3 years ago. I also go to Ivy Tech Community College, and I'm a freshman. My degree is in healthcare support.
Me llamo José García, nací en Goshen, Indiana, y yo me crecí en Warsaw, Indiana. I am studying psychology at University of St. Francis. I am a freshman.
Buenos días, me llamo Candy Lucero, nací en el estado de Connecticut y mis padres son guatemaltecos. Yo voy a la Ivy Tech, hice 2 años en IU Bloomington y de ahí me transferí de regreso a Ivy Tech y estoy estudiando enfermería. Y estoy, básicamente es mi 3er año de universidad, pero 1er año de enfermería.
Okay, thank you. Can you guys hear the students really good? ¿Los pueden escuchar bien? Sí. La segunda pregunta, what surprised you most about college?
Well, personally, it is going to be more difficult than high school unless you really took AP and honors classes when you were in high school. So I definitely recommend in high school challenging yourself as much as you can. And if you can, get dual credits to really prepare you for college. Because it's a lot of people have different experiences. Some people say, "Oh, it's easy. It was no sweat." But for some people, it actually is hard. For me, it was so-so. Every class is different. Every degree that you go for will be different. But yeah, the difficulty. I recommend you really challenge yourself in high school. That way you're very well prepared.
What I found surprising about college was that about how big the campus was, because I mean, for living in Fort Wayne, I figured IPFW wasn't as big of a campus as it was, and I realized that it's really like a lot bigger than as I thought it was, and it really surprised me about like how many, what like the diversity and everything, all the activities that they have there, and I mean, it's nice to know that like high school was like, you know, you had your friends, but now in college, it's a whole different story. And it's kind of nice that, you know, you're finally growing up, you're going to go after a career and pursue a degree in something that you love. You know, so.
What surprised me most about college was how they depended on me to memorize everything. That was a challenge for me at first, but through help from my classmates, I learned to take better notes and getting permissions from my professors to record the lectures. It just helped me. So everyone learns differently. You just need to find what works for you.
The thing that surprised me most was probably just how much free time I had. I went from going to school 7 hours a day, from 7 in the morning to 8 in the afternoon, to having 1 class a day, 2 classes a day, and having all this free time to just do whatever I want with. Time management was one of the bigger things I had to learn. Doing my homework ahead of time so I would have free time later to focus on my other classes was probably the biggest thing that changed from high school to college.
Okay. What surprised me more about college is that your professors are your greatest resource. They're like your friends. Well, in my experience. You know, they, like when they're lecturing, they may seem intimidating, you know, because they have all these degrees, they're knowledgeable in their field, but your professors are, you know, they're a good resource. Yeah, so don't be intimidated by your professors. So yeah, that's what surprised me about college, that professors are cool.
As you can see, we all have different answers. I think for myself, just hearing these students speak, for me the most surprising thing was that I could basically choose my own schedule. So how many of you guys like being at school at 9 o'clock? One person. So in college, you're treated more like adults. So you can choose your own schedules. You know, if you only want to go twice a week, you can only go twice a week. If you want to start your first class at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you can go ahead and do that. If you want 9 classes, you can go ahead and do that too. So I know for me, as a college student, that was the most surprising thing that I liked the most. So the next question is, what did you guys like most about college?
Well, my college experience lately has been very different. It's very not traditional at all. Not like I would have wanted it to be. But due to financial reasons, I've been kind of in and out of going to college because of financial reasons. But I guess the most surprising part, I guess I can relate it to my college, is the support, how important the support from family and friends really is. Because some people didn't really have someone to mentor them or to tell them what to do as they were going into college like you guys do. Like, this is awesome that they're doing this. I didn't have that, and I didn't take advantage of it because I later found out that it was available. So the support that you get from family is what really, you know, yeah, pretty much my favorite thing is how your relationships will grow with your family, because they will feel proud. They will feel very proud to see their child going to college maybe the first time, and it really allows you to bond with your family and friends.
My favorite part about college is actually the professors and some of my classes, because my psychology professor, she is absolutely like one of the best professors I've ever had. She helps, she makes sure the students understand what she's talking about in her lecture, and also to make sure that we also try to remember what we're being taught. She tries to make it funny, she tries to make it relatable to our lives. And that's what I like, because your teachers, they're also trying to teach you, but then they're also trying to help you retain the information, instead of how high school was for me. It was where you learned it, you taught it back in the test, and then you completely forgot about it. They're trying to help you remember it for later in the year. My best part about it, or what I like about college.
Very true. My favorite part of college so far is knowing that my advisors and my professors genuinely care for the students. They want to see you succeed. I know a lot of people say that, but at Ivy Tech, I feel that it's in their actions. There are also so many opportunities to build skills and knowledge of the class that you're taking. And I mean, after class, I can go to a private session, kind of like a one-on-one with the professor, and I absolutely love that.
So my favorite thing about college thus far has been my professors have been more than willing to help me out in any way that I need it, whether it be extra sessions after class, early sessions, help on an assignment through email. They've always been there for me, for the smallest things to the biggest things. If I'm feeling stressed out about an assignment, they'll help me relax, kind of talk me through it, so I'm not sitting there freaking out over nothing. Apart from that, just student life, the college I go to offers a lot of things for students to do outside of class. I mean, I'm only a freshman and I've joined 7 clubs thus far. So I always have something to do. I'm always doing something, keeping busy. There's never a dull moment in my day-to-day student life.
And okay, favorite part about college. So first, favorite part about college is all the free things that they give you. So food and food mostly.
I was waiting on that.
And they give you cool little gadgets and stuff sometimes. But yeah, so free stuff. And the second part is how much college has prepared me to, talk in front of people, and how college has prepared me to interact with people, with professionals, not be shy, and it has taught me to be outgoing. So that has been my favorite part about college, that it has prepared me for real life.
Good answers. I was actually waiting on that, the free food. So a lot of you that go to bigger colleges, for example, IPFW has pizza there. So some of you guys that will be living on dorm, sometimes you guys can get allowances for food, junk food, healthy food, whatever you guys want. So that's also a good favorite thing about college. Can you guys tell us what was your least favorite thing or the most challenging?
Probably the most challenging, I'll go with that. I kind of brought it on myself because I've been going in and out of college. I kind of also made excuses along the way, which is what put me in that position of going in and out. And what that did is those gaps where I wasn't in college, and then all of a sudden I was in college, I had to readjust. And what would happen is it would seem really difficult all of a sudden. Oh, I'm in college now, I have to change everything. Now I don't know what to do. I'm stressing out. Yeah, so I kind of brought that onto myself. So that's where time management really comes in, and actually stick through it. If it's really difficult, get help from your professors, from anybody you can. There's so many resources, and stick it through. Don't give up, because it's really hard to get out of it and then jump right back in. It's pretty hard.
What I found most challenging was time management. I mean, all throughout high school, I was a decent student. I got B's and A's and everything. But I didn't realize for college, it's really independent. Like sometimes some of your professors will give you a syllabus in the beginning of the year, and they won't let you know anything else. Like, you have all your test dates and everything in the beginning of the year. I was fortunate enough to have some teachers who remind us in emails about what upcoming quizzes were about and everything. But time management, like, I only work 2 days a week, but I still have struggled with time management, and I only go to class three times out of the week, and I have the whole weekend to study. But yeah, I mean, I still study, but it's like I still want to have a social life and also do good at school, and I find it's really difficult for me to actually like try to hang out with my friends and have fun, but yet also keeping my studies and my grades up.
The most challenging part of college for me was math class. I've never been great with math. I actually got held back in like my second grade because I didn't know my multiplication. So I really haven't been good with math. But in middle school and high school, I had challenges. But coming into college, I was able to join a program called TRIO, and they really helped me understand my math. But like my first 3 months, I didn't know about the program, and I struggled really bad. I had to drop one of my math classes, and so I succeeded finally in passing my math test.
I think the most difficult part of college was having to leave all my friends and all my family back home and just adjust to a completely new group of people while the people I've spent the last 6 years with that I call my best friends, that I call my second family, are suddenly they're not 5 minutes away from me. They're 5 or 6 hours. They're a plane ride across the country to a different continent. And I think that was the hardest thing to adjust because I didn't have my support group there for me anymore. Suddenly I was alone again, and I had to find a completely new group of friends, find that new support group, that new backbone for me that like could help me in my day-to-day life. That was probably the most difficult thing I had to deal with transitioning from high school to college.
Okay. Most challenging part, I'd say, is the adapting to how they're going to give you tests and how to prepare for those tests. So at IU, I was taking a biology class, and I thought, okay, this is going to be good. I like biology and stuff. And so I was taking this biology class, and it was really difficult. The first 2 exams, I got C's. I was like, oh no, this is not good. So I met with the professor. I would go with the professor 2 times a week, and I would schedule appointments with her ahead of time. I ended up getting an A into class, and she ended up writing a recommendation letter for me to go to this medical program at Yale University for the summer. So that's why I think it's important, build those connections with your professor, but also don't give up. And when something starts to become challenging, seek out those resources, because in the end, you'll succeed.
Great answers. For your next question, if you can go back to high school and do things differently, what advice would you give yourself, or what would you change during your high school years to help you better prepare for college?
Oh, wow, that's a really good question. I mean, in regards to college, definitely take advantage of the scholarships. Because I always made that excuse of, oh, financially, I don't think I can do it, blah, blah, blah. When really, if I would have just been not lazy and looked for these scholarships that organizations are handing out, even if you just show up, it's ridiculous. Now that I know this, back then I would have been like, wow, this would have made things so much easier. So that's probably what I would have done. I would have very much taken the time to look into scholarships and grants, and yeah, that probably would be that.
The thing that I would change in my high school years was my freshman and sophomore years, because as I was told, as an incoming freshman at Northside, I was basically, they told me, like, some of my friends told me, oh, you can just blow off your freshman and sophomore year because it doesn't matter. But it truly does matter, because how you start could make it or break of how you finish. I just slid by with doing like the bare minimum work, getting my work done, and not actually going above and beyond with trying to study more and trying to actually understand the concepts instead of just understanding it for that one time. And so that's what I would change. So then I would stay focused, I would attain better study habits than I do have now. And so then I would be more prepared for college than I went into.
If I could go back and give my younger self some advice, it would be to pay attention to math class and take Mr. Oya seriously. He always told me to study out of class, and I would tell myself that it's not going to matter, because I can study inside class. And I would miss what they were teaching that day because I was studying for what I was supposed to study for yesterday. I would also tell myself that it is not bad to ask questions or ask for help no matter what. Don't care if your classmates laugh at you, because those are the ones who are going to be struggling. Because it's good to ask for help. I can't stress that enough. And the attitude I had about math class caused me to pass the class with a C+. And I know I could have got at least a B if I applied myself more. I didn't hurt anyone but myself. And I wish I could go back, but now I can't.
You hear your teachers and your parents and the adults in your life tell you, try hard in school now, it'll pay off later. And in the moment you never really think about, wow, like they were right. And then it came time to apply for scholarships and applying for colleges, and suddenly my GPA wasn't high enough to get me into some of these bigger schools. My grades weren't good enough to give me those scholarships that would have helped me out in the end. And here I am sitting college freshman in debt already. And if there was one thing I could go back and change, it was just my study habits, like actually applying myself and not taking everything for granted that I had. Listening to the people in my life that told me I should have worked harder. Now I have to bust my butt just to make decent grades, and this is when it matters. It mattered more then. I had to try to then. I'm better off now because I'm not. I'm struggling now just to make decent grades. So if there's anything I could tell my younger self, it'd just be try harder, take advantage of what's around you, and listen to the people that are telling you things from the heart.
Okay, I think some advice that I would go back and give my high school self would be to explore my career paths. So I was so set on going to a big university, living the college experience, becoming independent, being the first one from my family to go out and explore, other places besides Fort Wayne. And, sometimes it's just not as great. So definitely explore your options and seek help. Seek help when you need it, when you see that first exam that doesn't go too well in your classes, or you're not getting the material. Seek help. There's no shame in that. So that's something.
Thank you. The next question is, tell us about your experience as a Hispanic college student and how your culture has influenced that experience. I know I can speak for myself. I graduated from Ivy Tech actually in August from their nursing program. And when I started their nursing program, I was an electrophologist, as many as people are here sitting now today. And I was the only Hispanic in the whole nursing program. And sometimes I felt out of place, being the only Hispanic there. A lot of other students, hung out with each other and everything like that. And I didn't even know anybody there. And so sometimes I felt out of place, too, when it came to, reading and studying. Growing up, speaking Spanish and English at home, I felt like I wasn't really good or perfect in either language because I had both of them growing up. But afterwards, I felt that as a really good blessing. I was the only Hispanic graduating in the nursing program at Ivy Tech, and I felt that. I felt proud, saying that there is somebody Hispanic, in the program. And I realized that the more importance it was when I was out, we had a mission trip that 19 students and 2 instructors from Ivy Tech went to the Dominican Republic. And for the whole week there, everybody thanked me, the people from the Dominican, and even the students and the instructors. Even one nursing instructor cried, saying that they don't know what they would have done without me because I was the only one that was able to communicate with them. And my importance, I felt important at that time. I felt like I was in the right place, I was in the right field, and that even if I felt out of place in lectures and at school, I felt included out in the community. So please tell us your experience as a Hispanic student in your culture and how that has played a role in college.
Well, growing up in a Mexican family, you definitely, they really push the hard work ethic, from your parents. So as a Hispanic, there's some really high expectations that your parents have with the amount of hard work they expect out of you. And my parents, since none of them made it beyond high school, it got to a point where they really didn't know what to do. They just assumed that I was doing the right thing because my grades were there. Everybody was like, oh, Alex is doing great, he's doing great, he's doing this, he's doing that. But this is pretty much for the parents. Esto es para los papás que de veras sus hijos necesitan ayuda. Aunque se vea que ellos tienen todo bajo control con sus estudios, con lo que quieren para el futuro, hablen con ellos y apóyenlos mucho porque mis papás llegó a un cierto nivel que no sabía qué iban a hacer, cómo me iban a ayudar y ellos nomás pensaron, él sabe, él habla inglés mejor que nosotros, él sabe lo que está haciendo, él sabe lo que sigue. Y no sabía, yo no sabía nada y por eso estoy en la situación que ahorita estoy, porque no sabía qué hacer, no sabía los pasos. Entonces, como hispanos tenemos que unirnos de familia, apoyarnos y todos juntos aprender qué es el siguiente paso y ayudarnos cada paso que sigue después para mejorar nuestra familia, nuestros estudiantes, nuestros hijos, nuestra comunidad.
As for my culture, since I was born in Fort Wayne, I was raised by my mom and my stepdad for a couple years. And being raised with my stepdad was white, so I did not know, I still don't know Spanish to this day. And so it still kind of affects my culture, but even though I don't know Spanish, in college there is only a handful of Hispanics that are in the nursing program there, or even in the pre-med programs. In my lecture class is probably twice the size of this room, and there are probably less than 1/4 of the classmates in there are Hispanic. And even in my biology lab, there are probably only 3 others in the entire classroom. And so growing up, my mom, she was a cardi, it was with the heart. She worked with the heart that Park Video. I can't remember. It was like a long time ago when she was working there. And she told me about her struggles that she had when she was down in Bloomington, being Hispanic. because there weren't many of Hispanics in her classes down there too. And she was talking about how I shouldn't be intimidated, even though I know English very well and not Spanish, but just because being Hispanic, people have looked down upon me because some of them came up to me and started talking Spanish to me even though I didn't even know Spanish. But she just told me, like, you know, don't let, like, you know, being Hispanic try to stop you from pursuing a nursing degree, even if there aren't as many of them in my classes.
Same here, actually. A similar story. I was raised by a lot of white families, and we had one Mexican family, and my grandma was the only one who spoke Spanish to me. So, growing up, I had a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of English, but mostly English, and that actually, that made it hard for me because I was always made fun of for being a white Mexican. Because when I speak Spanish, I do sound white. So, coming here, going into classes here, I never really had to use my Spanish until I actually came here. Because unlike them, I actually do have about 3 or 4 Hispanics in almost all my classes. And I've made friends with them just to I guess not really feel like an outsider as much. But I think that it will help you a lot knowing Spanish and English, because being bilingual right now in society, I mean, you get jobs thrown at you. Because, I mean, it's important to be able to speak both powerfully.
You know, we grow up with this other culture inside our households, and then we go to school and it's a completely different experience. I mean, for me, growing up in a predominantly white neighborhood, and like my school being mostly white people, there was always those snide comments being thrown at me from the side or from behind, and you'd always hear them. You know, it hurts growing up, and then you reach a point where you start seeing the benefits of being bilingual, of having that extra culture, of having that entire background that is so rich in so many things. The opportunities that you have. I mean, I've been offered multiple jobs and multiple pay raises because I can speak Spanish. And you know, going into, because I'm studying psychology, I want to be a therapist. My clientele doubles because I can speak an entirely different language that allows me to communicate with an entirely different group of people and allows me to understand them in a way that a lot of other people can't. You know, there was a time where I thought it was, you know, I used to never speak Spanish at school or outside of my household because I was afraid that people would make comments, people would make fun of me, and that was really hard growing up, because I thought I wasn't allowed to embrace my culture outside of my household because no one else understood what I was going through. I never had many Hispanic friends growing up. There weren't many Hispanics in my community that I could become friends with. Even now in college, I share a class with 1 or 2 other Hispanics at any given moment. To this day, most of my friends are white, and you know, it's just kind of frustrating to not be able to fully embrace who you are because of the lack of respect that we get from other people, from other cultures. I mean, that was the biggest push for me and for my parents, was that I should go above and beyond what they had to prove that we can do something with our lives, that we are more than just a stereotype in this country. And that has always been a motivation to go to school, to do well, to to get that career, to get that degree, and make something of myself.
Okay, so being Hispanic in college, I think it's been great, you know. Being at IU, there was hardly any Hispanics on campus. I mean, they would all go, you would find the Hispanics at La Casa, the Latino Cultural Center down at IU. But other than that, like in your lecture hall, there'd be hardly any Hispanics. And then I come to Ivy Tech and I thought there was gonna be more Hispanics. Nope, there's only me and this other Hispanic. So, you know, being Hispanic in college, like I feel proud. I feel, you know, that I am gonna be an example to future generations, you know, so don't let, oh, and being Hispanic, there's a lot of opportunities out there, a lot of opportunities. Like my professor, she had a doctorate in biology from Notre Dame, and I was telling her I'm going to apply to this program at Yale. I don't know if I'll be accepted, you know, because it's so competitive, it's Yale. And like, she was like, you know what? No, I'll write you a recommendation letter because there's other students that are not of color who have better connections out there already established because of their parents, because their parents are doctors, because their parents are lawyers. You know, so they already have it kind of easy, you know. So as Hispanics, you know, we, like our parents, you know, immigrate from countries, from these other countries. And so we're still trying to find our way around the educational system, find our way around to the, for the opportunities, like seeking out those opportunities. So, so where was I going? So in the end, you know, there's always, you know, there's hidden opportunity for us to advance because there's programs out there that are looking for Hispanics to educate them more and establish those connections. So in the end, like my professor was like, you know, this program is going to be good for you because you're going to be able to meet with these doctors, meet with these people who have gotten their master's degree in all these fields, and you can establish those connections. So I guess, you know, being Hispanic, there's a lot of opportunities for you out there. Don't be shy because you're the only one in your class who's Latino, who's, you know, who speaks Spanish, who looks different. Don't be shy, you know, embrace it and seek those opportunities. And yeah.
They bring up a really good point. A lot of the students, you know, talk about, you know, some of them having the opportunity to speak Spanish and English at home, and others were as fortunate. But padres, es muy importante para que los estudiantes practiquen el español en la casa. Like they said, as I can say that for myself too. Yo hablo español y inglés desde que estaba chiquita, y ahora tengo muchas oportunidades con empleo. I have a lot of opportunities with work. Now that I graduated from nursing, I haven't applied anywhere, and a lot of my friends, you know, ask why. And it's not because I can't get a job, it's because I can get a job wherever I want. I've already had 3 hospitals offer me jobs. Some of them contacted me. I didn't put no application in or nothing, but because they knew that I was Hispanic and that I spoke Spanish, they contacted me to apply. I've had different clinics throughout the city of Fort Wayne come also contact me because they want me to work there. Different doctors at different clinics want me to work at their clinics because they need somebody who speaks Spanish, somebody who knows the Hispanic culture. When there's somebody, a client or a patient who doesn't know any English and they know that you speak Spanish, they're going to trust you, they're going to go for you for help. So, padres, ayuden a sus estudiantes a practicar el español. And that means for you students too, if you guys do practice it at home, don't be afraid to take classes in college too, formal writing, reading, because we can easily communicate and easily understand Spanish, but we also need to know the formal stuff. So writing it, spelling it, reading, anything like that. Take opportunity now that you're in high school and still take those classes, and even in college too. That's something that I wish I could have changed because I didn't take no Spanish classes in college, and I didn't get that formal writing part or that reading part. So, padres, ayuden a sus hijos en ese aspecto. Students, do you guys have any other advice? What can the parents out here, guardians, loved ones, families, friends, help their students to become successful in college?
For the students, definitely take advantage of scholarships, grants, whatever you can get. Go for it. Like, take the time. It is so worth it. It's going to make things so much easier for you in the long run. You won't have to deal with loans. You hear about it all the time. Oh, loans, debt. There's so many ways around that. For the students, take the time. It's so worth it. Para los padres, apoyen a sus hijos con todo lo que puedan, aunque ustedes piensen que no es suficiente o no conocen o no entienden o mi hijo él sabe, él va a hacer todo bien, él es la escuela le está enseñando todo, él puede hacer todo. No, ustedes también tienen que aprender, investigar, si de veras quieren que su hijo vaya a la escuela, al colegio. Ustedes tienen que involucrarse también en ayudarles, porque todavía se ven ya a los 18 años, ya ellos pueden ir al mundo, lo que sea, pero todavía necesitan sus padres. Y para mí personalmente eso fue lo que pasó, es que mis padres me dieron toda la confianza que yo iba a hacer todo, y de repente todo se despadeció todo, y ya tengo que recoger todo y ponerlo todo junto, pero ahora con la ayuda de mis padres, porque ellos ya, después de que me vieron caer, ya fue cuando vieron, sí necesitan nuestra ayuda, pensamos que él podía con todo, sí necesita la ayuda y es muy tarde, entonces ayúdenle, pregunten, busquen a alguien que le pueda ayudar a investigar cómo le pueden ayudar a sus hijos.
For the students, my last final advice is don't let being a minority stop you from achieving what you can in college and even in high school, because according to society, we are all been stereotyped to do a certain type of way or have a certain type of grade in school. And if you believe in those stereotypes, then you are not going to do well in college or in high school. And so my last advice is do not be the stereotypes that society wants you to be. Go above and beyond, and just don't let the stereotypes that have been going around stop you from being valedictorian in your high school or being salutatorian. You can do anything as long as you just don't let anything stop you.
I would say to the students to take school seriously right now. It might be, I saw some freshmen raise their hands, some sophomores, some juniors, and seniors. No matter where you are in high school right now, take it seriously, because you're not hurting anyone but yourself. A lot of people believe in you, and you've got to believe in yourself that you can do it, because every single one of you have the potential to do it. Also, once you make it into college, don't let anyone tell you that you can't make it to a university. Whoever told you that you can't, you can prove them wrong, because I've seen it done so many times. And about community college isn't a bad thing. It can be a stepping stone into a great career. I mean, getting that 2-year and then moving on to the 4-year, it can help you. So I would be my advice.
Para los papás, sus hijos ahí están para hacer lo que ellos quieren hacer en la vida. El trabajo de ustedes es apoyarlos y hablar con ellos para saber de veras qué quieren hacer. Si quieren estudiar, ayúdalos a hacer eso. Ayúdalos a meterse al colegio, a la universidad, para que puedan hacer lo que ellos quieren hacer. Si no es lo que ellos quieren hacer, ayúdalos a buscar y a encontrar qué es lo que ellos deben hacer en la vida. Pero más que nada, habla con ellos. Mis papás siempre me tenían confianza a hacer lo que yo necesitaba que hacer para meterme en el colegio. y aquí estoy. Pero lo que sí que me gustaría que ellos hubieran hecho diferente es hablar conmigo sobre qué es lo que yo quiero hacer con mi vida, qué quiero estudiar, cómo voy a hacer esto, por qué no voy a hacer eso, cosas así. Siempre habla con tus hijos sobre todo. Nunca dejes que ellos no sepan cómo tú sientes o qué quieres que ustedes, qué quieren ustedes que hagan ellos o cómo están sintiendo cada uno. Habla con tus hijos y diles lo que tú estás pensando para que ellos puedan decir lo que ellos están pensando y lo que ellos quieren hacer con su vida. For the students, talk to your parents. As much as they might annoy you, as much as you might argue with them, they are there to help you, and they will be the only ones that will be there for you every step of the way. You will have no better support system than your parents. Get along with them, talk to them about things. And that's the best advice I can give you.
Okay. Para los estudiantes, no dejen que el esfuerzo de sus padres sean en vano. No por gusto dejaron sus países. Ellos vinieron acá para ver esta generación triunfar y nosotros tenemos que tomar ventaja de las oportunidades que nos dan y como dije antes, no dejar que el esfuerzo de nuestros padres sea en vano. Ellos han sacrificado bastante para que nosotros tengamos un futuro mejor. Y no hay que tener miedo de seguir nuestros estudios porque tal vez nuestra situación financiera no es lo mejor. Hay varios recursos disponibles para conseguir dinero. Por ejemplo, el EOC Center a mí me ayudó bastante y hay esos recursos para ustedes también.
For me, the last advice I would give you guys, especially the students, would be not to let anybody tell you you can do it, that you can't do it. Long story short for my story, I went into high school as a single mother my senior year, and I remember my guidance counselor, somebody I was actually really close with, somebody who I admired when she talked about my problems, tell me that I could no longer pursue a academic honors diploma my last year in high school. But I had been working for it for 3 years prior, and they had said that because I had a kid that they didn't think I could keep up anymore for my last year. And it hurt me, and it's something that I had worked for. And and I told myself, no, a child shouldn't hinder me from moving forward, and it didn't happen that way. I actually still continued, even though I had to press twice as hard to finish. I was at Elmhurst, and then I came here to Anthis at night, and I was working my internship. So a very long day, but I graduated with academic honors. I got into a couple of colleges that I applied for. My first couple of years were kind of rough. I really didn't know how to balance my responsibilities now as an adult, because you do have a lot of freedom. You are an adult, and you will be treated like one. You have to take the initiative of acting like one and doing your part. And I didn't really understand. I couldn't balance those responsibilities my first couple of years. And the college that I was at that moment, my grades started becoming really bad. And they said that I couldn't attend college there anymore because my grades were so bad. And I really wanted to. My mom always pushed, go to college, go to college. They didn't have the opportunities coming from Guatemala and Mexico. They didn't have the opportunities to go to college, and they wanted us to go to college. And I didn't let that stop me. I looked for other routes, so I transferred to a different college where I would get a brand new slate. And I made changes, I made good grades. When I was at the previous college before, they told me I couldn't go for nursing anymore. I couldn't pursue a career that I've always wanted to since I was a little girl. And I had that second opportunity because I chose that, and I did it for myself and for my child. And so now, after being in the program for a few years, I graduated You know, something that I was told that I wasn't able to do in high school. Something that I didn't think I was even capable of doing, and now I am. And most of all, it's something I love doing, something I'm gonna love going to work every single day, because it's something that I wanna do, something that I wanna be there. So for all you students, like Mateo said, don't be the statistic on the bad side. Being born Hispanic, we have a less percentage of, first of all, finishing high school, let alone going to college, let alone getting a college degree. So don't be on that statistic part. Be on the other side of being the ones that do finish, do go to college, and become professionals. So for me, for that last advice, is just don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. Whoever that may be, sometimes it does hurt, depending if it comes from someone you look up to and all of that. But that's just going to make you stronger and keep going. So thank you all, students. Can you guys give a round of applause for change, because 3 years ago I was actually on the panel as one of them, and now I'm here introducing them. So you see how things change, how you evolve, how you progress, how you succeed. They didn't have to be here, they chose to be here. So thank you for their time. I'm hungry. Are you guys hungry? But we still have more announcements. But Fernando let's. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Very quick, Joan here has a couple quick points to make.
Rapidito, porque yo sé que se quiere ir. ¿Se acuerdan que les dije a los estudiantes DACA que les iba a dar una información? Ya me informé por qué los estudiantes DACA, they tell you about FAFSA, ¿okay? Que llenan la FAFSA porque hay dinero federal y estatal. Entonces, ustedes pueden calificar por el dinero estatal, or state money. Is that right? State? So, students who are DACA, if you have questions and you want to come see me because everybody else wants to eat, you can come see me. I don't know if they're going to let you go or if you just want to stay in place while the rest of the people go. If you have DACA questions, we can go over that real quick.
Thank you, Joanna. Y si el que quiera allá abajo, yo tengo hambre. I don't know about you guys. You're hungry? I'm hungry. We got plenty of pizza. También tenemos una hoja de, queremos saber la opinión. We want to know your opinion about this education fair. Por favor, llénenla y allá abajo nos la pueden dar. There's a couple of people, aquí hay a couple of families que quieren saber más acerca del 21st Century Scholars Program. Allá abajo les vamos a contestar sus preguntas. Una vez más, muchísimas gracias por su atención, ¿verdad? Y hasta la próxima. Gracias.